Now, gentlemen, series tied at 1 apiece. First time in NBA Finals history that games 1 and 2 went to overtime. History shows that the winner of Game 3 goes on to win the series 84% of the time, but this series is anything but historical in terms of facts. So let's talk about who you believe will win, Stephen A. Not a predictable series. Who wins tonight?
I'm picking the Cleveland Cavaliers to win tonight's game. I'm just of the mindset that if I'm going to hold true to my thought process that Cleveland will win this finals in 6 games, they need to win tonight. Obviously, if they lost tonight and they won Game 4, you still got a series. But I think considering the momentum that they captured by winning Game 2, by seeing LeBron James slam the ball on the floor and scream the way that he did, knowing how pivotal and how important it was to capture that particular game, I think all the momentum that you gained by winning Game 2, you immediately lose and return to Golden State if you lose Game 3. Because even if you turn around and win Game 4, the fact that Golden State walked into your house for Game 3, handled their business immediately after losing Game 2, still sends the right message to them that they got control of this series, that they can beat you, that the road to the championship still has to go through their house at the Oracle in Oakland. I think if you want to create doubt, and talking to Dwayne Wade just the other day when he was working for ABC doing pregame with us, he said that he had spoken to LeBron, and he basically said this is about creating doubt in Golden State's mind. You want to make sure you embed in their brain you have something to worry about. You do that by capturing Game 3 as well as Game 2, not by winning Game 2 and then turning right around in less than 48 hours and losing Game 3. I don't see that happening. I think it's pivotal that the Cleveland Cavaliers win tonight's game, and I think with LeBron literally imploring the fans of Cleveland to show up and to match the intensity, the loudness of the Oracle in Oakland, I think the fans in Cleveland are going to show up big time tonight. They know they haven't been to the final since 2007. You got to consider the fact that even when they went to the finals in 2007, everybody and their grandmama knew they were going to lose because you weren't beating the San Antonio Spurs, being so young, going up against Tim Duncan and those boys in their prime. This is the first legitimate shot at an NBA championship that these boys have had in the history of this franchise. LeBron senses it. The team senses it. The fans in Cleveland and beyond know it. And I think they will show up, and they will show up tonight, and they will win this game.
You got a score?
If I have to venture to guess, I don't believe this game is going overtime. I'd say Cleveland 99, Golden State 91.
Okay.
Well, hold it. Wait.
Yes,
You just said that Cleveland Cavaliers are going to hold the Golden State Warriors to 91 points.
Well, look at the points they've held them to without overtime.
Regulation.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And I'm saying this is not going overtime. I'm saying this is not going overtime.
Okay. Here I go again. I did pick Golden State to win this series in 7. I believe it's going to be a long, hard grind for the Golden State Warriors. I think they're going to fight back, gut it up tonight, and win Game 3. I also think... Oh, we got some Warriors fans here. Wow.
7 Golden State Warrior fans.
Now that takes guts right there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow. I do think Cleveland will win Game 4, but I think this is going to go back tied 2-all to a Game 5 on Sunday night back at Oracle, as they call it. Here's my point. The Golden State Warriors were the #1 defensive team in basketball this year. In the playoffs, your Cleveland Cavaliers have become the best defensive team. But you do have to honor this Golden State squad because as a collective coaching staff, I think they have a slight coaching edge over your coach or non-coach, David Blatt. Now, Tyronn Lue does a heck of a job.
I was getting ready to bring him up. He's done an outstanding job and obviously
by the way,
worked under the tutelage of Doc Rivers for years.
And LeBron James has become quite the unofficial assistant head coach here. But my point is, I think they're going to change their defensive strategy tonight, Golden State. LeBron James was allowed to control the basketball game on Sunday night. He walked the ball up the floor. He milked every clock down to just about 5 before they initiated the offense. He, in fact, walked into the offense repeatedly the other night. I don't think Golden State will allow that to happen. I think they're going to start trapping LeBron at half court right away tonight, at the peril of allowing all those three-point snipers that he has at his disposal to get their three-point shots. But it might speed up the offense if they trap LeBron and make him, as we know he'll make the correct basketball play, give it up to JR, give it up to Shumpert, give it up to Dellavedova, give it up to James Jones, whoever is open at that point on the man who comes to double LeBron. I think they're going to try to speed up the offense. Look, Dellavedova, you and I have gone back and forth. We'll talk about this later. Do I think he has Steph's number? I do not. But I think he does a nice job on him, and I think he'll continue to do a pretty good job on him tonight. I don't think he's going to shoot 5 for 23, Steph. I don't think he's going to go 2 for 15 from 3. He'll be a little better, but I think it's going to come down to late and close again. I'm not going to be surprised if this isn't another overtime game tonight, a third straight. I think Steph Curry, who is the MVP, and he's not a fraudulent MVP, he deserved it. I think he'll make the late play tonight. That's just my gut feeling. I got it 100-98 Golden State tonight.
I will tell you this. I respect Matthew Dellavedova regardless of what people say. He covers Steph one-on-one. Steph's going to eat him up. I'm telling y'all that right now. Just Steph Curry we talking about here. You can love Matthew Dellavedova all you want to. Did you put him one-on-one with Steph Curry and watch what happened to you? It's a mistake that everybody has been sitting here talking so much junk about Steph Curry, crediting Matthew Dellavedova. You crediting LeBron James, that's one thing. Crediting Matthew Dellavedova. I'm Steph Curry, and this dude from Australia has been locking me up. Really? Okay. We'll see. So I want to point that out. The other thing I want to point out to you, Skip, in Cleveland's favor is this. When you talk about doubling LeBron James, please remember that he's 6'8". Mm-hmm. Please remember that in order to double him productively, you've got to send guys his size his way. Golden State doesn't have that many guys.
No, I'm not talking about doubling. I'm talking about trapping him at half court. We're just making him give up the basketball quickly. But you can do it with anybody.
You can make him give up the basketball, but he can also give it up and get it right back to set up their offense. All I'm saying to you is that the more you trap, the more that's going to leave guys open, but the more vulnerable it's going to leave Golden State, because the likelihood is that you're going to do it with size. And so when you trap him with size, then you're sacrificing some of it, because Golden State doesn't have much of it. As a result of that, okay, you're either going to leave Andrew Bogut in the game and he's getting outplayed by Timothy Mozgov. Let's just call it what it is.
Sure.
Or you're going to take him out of the game, which means that Cleveland's going to take Mozgov out of the game, but then you've got Tristan Thompson to deal with, who's averaging 14.5 rebounds this series. Either way you slice it, you're going to pay a price for doubling up on LeBron James. So I don't know if Steve Kerr is going to do too much of it, but in the end, what it comes down to is this: familiarity with the hometown rims. If you're an Iman Shumpert, if you're a Dellavedova, if you're a J.R. Smith, those things do factor into the equation, and I think it's something to keep an eye on.
Golden State has to speed up the pace to win. Wouldn't you agree? They got to get some open floor looks and some easier baskets than they're getting.
I totally agree with that, but the hard part about it is that I think they would have loved to have sped up the pace on their home floor, and they weren't able to do it because we're talking about LeBron James they're going up against. So if you couldn't do it on your home court, how you going to do it when you get to Cleveland? Okay, I don't know about that.
I'm going to say it one last time. LeBron James is the best point guard in basketball. What I do love about the new look Cavs, he has to play point guard. The ball is in his hands, actually a record length of time through the first 2 finals games, and that's a good thing.
The Delhi debate will continue at our second hour. Tim Legler had some interesting comments, so we'll talk about that. Stephen A. says 99-91 Cavs. Skip says 198 Warriors, perhaps overtime. When we come back, we're talking about LeBron James. It's only fitting. We're at the Music Box Supper Club in Cleveland. Please join us if you're nearby. First Take on the road, folks. Back in a moment.
First Take is presented by Chase, celebrating small business. Learn more at missionmainstreetgrants.com. and in part by M&M's. Movies are better with M.
Wait a second. There is some confusion. There's Golden State. There's Golden State and Cavs fans. You guys are bold right here. I get you guys. You really do. Keep it friendly. Keep it friendly. We understand.
These guys need to be careful.
They just need
to be careful.
Cautious.
Be kind to them.
Proceed cautiously.
Yeah.
As I was saying, you know, we love when people watch the show and send us some tweets. You guys know about Little B, right? You know the curse that Little B put on Kevin Durant and James Harden, which you think is kind of funny. He also said, though, he said specifically that LeBron James, there was no curse. So he's all straight, right? Everybody's good with LeBron. He just tweeted the show. He just wanted us to know that he really liked the Iman Shumpert video, and he wanted to see what you thought about it. What do you think?
I just hope Little B doesn't put a curse on Delhi.
Uh-oh.
Right?
What if he did?
Yeah.
He's not cooking yet?
No.
No, not going to happen? Okay. All right, so let's talk about Game 3. Stephen A's like, I'm not a part of this. Who wins the game tonight, my friend?
I'm picking Cleveland. I'm picking Cleveland.
Oh, stop it.
I really believe that Game 3 is pivotal in this series. I think that, you know, LeBron imploring the crowd in Cleveland to show up, to be raucous and noisy. I think that there's a need for that. He knows that his troops are going to need all the support that they can get because Golden State's going to be ready tonight. And I think that Cleveland's going to have to find a way to win. Keep in mind, Golden State is still the best team in this series. Cleveland just has the best player in the world. They will find a way to escape with tonight's game. And Iman Shumpert's got to show up offensively, too.
Okay. I believe, in fact, I know that Golden State's going to win one of these two games in Cleveland, and I believe it will be tonight because I believe Steffi owes his team a game, and I think he will give his team back a game tonight. I got 100-98 visiting team tonight.
Let me tell you what we owe you guys here in Cleveland. Another show. We'll be here at 3:30 this afternoon. Please join us, will you? We're going to be on ESPN. For Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, I'm Carrie Champion. Thank you for watching. Again,